people? So great. Good afternoon, everybody. Today is May 7th. It's Saturday. Yay, how nice. I'm happy to be here, finally. Yes, last week I wasn't, right? I had to stay home because of the heavy rain. But we are moving on with our topics. So today we're doing Unit 2, okay? We are actually beginning Unit 2. So this is Wide Angle 3. Okay, people, this is the last book, I think. Yes. So congratulations for coming this far. Um, let's see our page on Google Classroom and check if you have any questions concerning your homework. All right. Last week, we finished Unit 6. So did you have a chance to do the review from Unit 6? Yes or no? I don't know if the teacher gave you that review. Yes. Oh, sorry, Unit 1. Not Unit 6, Unit 1. So did you have a chance to do the review from Unit 1? Yes? Okay. Because last week you were supposed to do pages 10. No, this is April 16th. Hi. Hello, dear. Good afternoon. Yeah, now okay. Pages 14 to 16 and 147 because it was the beginning of Unit 2, but then I think you just finished Unit 1, right? Oh, you did. Okay, great. Perfect. People, as for the homework, I gave you the topics from Unit 1 here, and I posted some videos. Did you have a chance to do the worksheets? Yes or no? So try to catch up, all right, people? So last week we did, last class, Unit 1, it's not even opening. I think the connection is not good. So let's try to see. If you have any questions, please let me know. Okay, guys, it's very important. The worksheets, they give you support on what we see in the classroom, okay? So it's very important to do the worksheets as long as the online practice, okay? Now, talking about the online practice, I'd like to share this with you. So, can you see that, people? This is the teacher's platform of the online practice. And then here we have access to the classes that are doing book 3 now, book 3 at the moment, actually. This is our class. Can you see that? Yes? Look, how many students have joined our class? One. Only one student. So look, only Thais. Congratulations, Thais. Very good. But we need more people here because this is the only way we have to evaluate your online practice performance. There is a grade that we give. So we give a grade for the exercises done online. Okay, so in our evaluation, there are 4 grades. One is the written test. The second is the project, equivalent to the oral test. The third one is online practice. And the fourth is the attendance, class participation. So we need to have 4 grades. Each one is worth 100 points. So if you do your test, okay, you do your test, then you do your project. Okay, perfect. Then you have a good attendance, but look what happens. You have one finger standing, and that's very bad. So don't do this because the total of your grade will be divided by 4, no matter what. So if you don't have online practice, you run the risk of becoming below 7. Okay? If you get below 7, then you are below average. So try to join online practice so you can get your grade. All right, people. So how do we do this? Let me show you. Hello, people. Good afternoon. Welcome. We are talking about online practice. Okay? So look, here we have the class code. This number is on the group description, okay? So if you are doing this class now, you should use this code to join, okay? And then after when you enter the platform, they will ask you for the code number to join a class. You click there and then you join. It's super simple. Hi, Robinson. Good afternoon.
Hi,
So,
teacher. I'm joining using other account. I'm joining
okay,
using other account in my
okay, no
channel.
problem. No problem. That's okay.
Okay, teacher. Thanks.
So,
That's
yeah,
it.
we are just talking about online practice. Okay, people. So you know how important it is to join. So make sure this weekend or this week you log in, okay, using the class code. All right, people. Great. So back to our page on Google Classroom. Let's start doing what we have to do today. So let me just go over there again. Sorry, here. Yes, people. So we are beginning unit 2. So that's page number 15. If you have your book, please open it up to page 15. Okay, so let's go there. It's taking a while. Okay, just a moment. Okay, guys, I'm opening here. Yes, there you go. Okie dokie. This is the page. All right. So let's take a look at the picture first and see what kind of image this is. What do they want to show us with this picture? So let's take a look. First of all, it's a black and white picture. So per se, it's something different and really classical. So what is the idea here, guys? What can you see in the picture? Hi, Beatriz. Good afternoon. Good to see you.
That's a girl wearing a cowboy clothes and then
Wearing
ice cream.
cowboy hat. Yes, having an ice cream. Only one girl? Two girls. Yeah, there is one up close here. All right. What kind of event is this? What do you think? What place is this?
It seems to be in Texas.
Seems to be in Texas. Yes. And what kind of place is this? What kind of event do you think is this?
Park?
Yeah, a park. Very good. More specifically, an amusement park, maybe, right? So, amusement park is parque de diversões in English, right? Amusement park.
But it was fun park.
Sorry?
But it was fun park.
Can be, can be, can be. It's more common to use amusement park. Okay? All right. So, but probably this picture was taken in a small city, maybe, right? A small town, or maybe in the West, where people usually wear this kind of hat here, cowboy hat, like David said, Texas, maybe. Let's see if that's the case. All right, let's take a look.
This is a photograph of young women eating ice cream at a county fair in Oklahoma. The photograph was part of a fashion shoot where we dressed the young women in expensive and designer clothes. I think that people say that they miss the old days because they're thinking of something in their past that they wish to remember. Sometimes I miss the old days when I think of a moment with my parents or playing outside as a kid with my brother or a nice memory from my childhood. My favorite time of the day is definitely the late afternoon. It's a good time to take a nap, or it's a good time to just take a little bit of a break and meet up with friends. And as a photographer, it's also a fantastic time to go out and look for photographs.
So, what place is that, people? Yay, Oklahoma. So it's exactly the place we mentioned, right? A place where they have those habits of dressing up as cowboys, and they have this Western style. So it's really typical, okay? So what is going on in the story here? What is happening in the picture? Do you remember?
Eating ice cream.
Yes, she's eating ice cream. That's true. Yes, but what is the event? What is happening in the event? Why are they together?
They selling something.
Okay.
Remember the old days?
Yes, actually here she's dressed up as a cowboy because there is a stand where people can go and dress up to take pictures. Like most parties nowadays, right? There are some parties you go where people dress up with costumes and they take pictures, sometimes old pictures like black and white photographs because they dress up to do so. Let's just watch one more time and try to figure out the event if she mentioned that, okay? So let's watch once again.
This is a photograph of young women eating ice cream at a county fair in Oklahoma.
Here we have the information we were looking for. A county fair. What is a county fair? A county fair is like a quermesse in Portuguese, where the city promotes a kind of event where there are lots of stands, people selling their handcraft or their goods, sometimes cakes, pies, to probably, I don't know, raise some money for some cause, right? Usually churches, they promote county fairs, right? And people sell things. And there are also there is also some entertainment. There are some attractions. In this case, the county fair is probably in an amusement park, in an area in the amusement park. Probably that's where the county fair is. Hi, dear. Good afternoon. Good to see you. Hello, people. So the event here is a county fair in Oklahoma. Okay. So many different stands, and probably one of the stands offers those clothes. You can dress up and take a picture. And this is what happened there. Okay. So listen up.
The photograph was part of a fashion shoot where we dressed the young women in expensive and designer clothes.
time. The photograph she took was part of a fashion shoot. What is a fashion shoot? Who knows?
It's a work of an actress, probably, or a person that has to be posing somewhere, and then a person, photographer, takes
A lot of pictures, yes.
Posing in some position.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so in Portuguese, people say that as ensaio fotográfico, right? Ensaio, this is how they call it, where a model poses, right? Wearing different kinds of clothes and accessories, especially to a brand or something famous, and then they want to advertise. So a fashion shoot, okay? All right, here in this case, probably the topic was cowboy clothes or something from the past. And then that's why they are dressed up like this, okay? And they're posing exactly to participate in the fashion shoot, so they are working, okay? So let's go on.
Shoot, where we dress the young women in expensive and designer clothes. I think that people say that they miss the old days because they're thinking of something in their past that they wish to remember. Sometimes I miss the old days when I think of a moment with my parents, or playing outside as a kid with my brother, or a nice memory from my childhood. My favorite time of the day is definitely the late afternoon. It's a good time to take a nap, or it's a good time to just take a little bit of a break and meet up with friends. And as a photographer, it's also a fantastic time to go out and look for photographs.
All right, people. So now we know what's going on, right? And in relation to what they are wearing here, they're not necessarily costumes, but they are expensive designer clothes, she said, right? So they are, special clothes specifically for the fashion shoot. So here we have some questions that she answered, right? So why do people miss the old days? What do you think?
Because there's a special moment in the past that people wish to remember.
Yes, exactly. Mostly because of that, right? Something nice happened and maybe things were better in the past, right? People were happier. We tend to say that, right? That, oh, in the good old days, right? We usually say this expression, the good old days. And then we become nostalgic because we always remember the good things and how things were different, how things were better in the past. Okay, so the good old days. Yeah. So why is time important in our lives, people? This question she didn't answer. She just answered the first one here and the last one.
So is our opinion.
Time, why? Yeah, why is time important?
I think because you can't go back to the past, so you have to choose.
Mhm. Enjoy the
Enjoy
moment.
these moments because you can't go back there.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. We need
Time
really.
is money.
Yes. Go ahead, say. Hi. Hello. Who's speaking?
Quem falou fui eu. Me, Robin.
Oh, Robinson. Oh, hi, Robinson. Yes, go
I miss
ahead.
Monday.
Yay. So, do you miss the old days? Do you miss the past? Hello, Natalia. Good afternoon.
Miss the past. I don't know. I have big things about my old days.
You have, sorry, I don't understand. What did he say?
The old days. I think no. I have no idea. Miss my old days.
Oh,
Is it?
okay. Yeah, maybe
Mm.
you're too young now to be nostalgic, but when
Mm.
you get older, we get like this. We get more nostalgic. We think more of the past because things they really get more difficult as we grow older, right?
Mm.
Naturally.
Mm.
So, what's your favorite time of day? Yeah,
Nice.
according to Chrisanne, she likes late afternoon. Usually photographers prefer this moment because the light is perfect to photograph. The end of the day, it's right before evening and right after the sun sets. It's the best moment to take pictures, so they say, right? But I also like the early morning. The early morning is nice to photograph as well. So she prefers late afternoon. And she mentions some things she likes to do at this moment. Do you remember anything she mentioned? Take a nap.
Have
Yeah.
fun with friends.
Meet up with friends, and of course, photograph. All right, people. What about you? What is your favorite time of day?
Night.
Yes, of course.
I prefer night.
The night. Yes.
How do I say Navidad?
And
You can say the middle of the night.
I like the middle of the night.
Really? Wow. That's good.
I
What
prefer
about
night because I can play games or watch
mhm,
movies.
great.
Or
Everything happens.
sleep.
All the good things happen at night, right? We sleep
Yes.
at night. We celebrate parties at night mostly. We meet
Mm.
up with friends at night. We watch movies at night. So many good things happen at night, right?
At afternoon, we can do anything.
Yeah. Afternoon is a transition, right?
Yeah.
It's a transition. So the night is always something bigger. There is always some kind of expectation. Oh, tonight I'm going to do this or that. There is always something in store for tonight,
Party like a
isn't it? If it's your
man.
birthday, the celebration is usually in the evening or at night. So anyway, and the best thing we can do at night, sleep. Oh, it's so good. Right?
It's perfect.
On
Sleep.
top of everything, we also sleep.
Theater. Go to the movie theater.
We go to the movie theater, we visit friends, we meet up with friends, right?
Party.
That's true. Parties, we have parties. So it's always very good. All right, people. So the lesson talks about time. Okay, so the ones who are joining now, this is lesson 2 or unit 2 from wide angle 3. And the topic is time. So time is really important, people. We have to manage our time well. Okay, so how do you manage your time? How do you organize your time? Okay, so this is a lesson for us to think about it. Okay, so first of all, let's answer some questions here. Are you a patient person? Yes or no?
Yes.
No, I'm really not patient.
You're not. Okay. It depends, David. Raul.
As a scientist, I have to save every single second. I have to be patient.
Sure. Yeah. It's very important to be patient. Yes. Okay. What about you, Mateus? Yes. Good. Yeah, I try to be. I try to be. I don't know if I am 100%, but I try to be. Do you manage your time well? That's a good question.
I really do.
Ah,
I really do.
great.
Really, really good at it.
Yes, that's amazing because if you are able to manage your time well, then you can do whatever you want
Yes.
because you know how to organize your time. Okay. I'm improving. I'm improving. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome. Don't worry, that's okay. So this is something for you to think about. How well do you spend your time? What do you do when you have nothing to do? You know, these questions are like, am I using my time well? Am I really taking all the opportunities to do something valuable? And we also need to relax. It's also important, right? So, but if you manage your time well, you know when it's time to relax. Okay. Number 3, would you rather be busy or take things easy?
I am busy.
Yeah, we can be busy, I guess, and take things easy. I guess we can do both. Yeah, it all depends. Yeah, it all depends, of course. If you have a deadline and you need to rush to finish something, it's hard to take things easy then. You have to work on it. But when you are on time, when you do your things on time, when you're not late with your deadlines and everything, so you can take things easy, but keep working. Okay? Are you good at meeting deadlines?
What is the meaning?
What is the meaning of deadline? That's a very good word and really important. What is deadline? Who knows, people?
Things that you have to do.
I think it's a better for you to do something.
Yeah, it's the date or the time for you to do something. Like, for example, at school, teachers usually ask you to do things like, oh, we have to do a project or you have to do research on this topic and the deadline is next week on Tuesday.
Due to
Yes, it's the due date. Okay, it's the date that you have to return something, an assignment. Okay, so there is always a deadline for things. Okay, so there's always a day for you to report to your teacher or to give back to your teacher what you have done. And at work is the same. When you work, you have deadlines as well. Okay, you have the date to finish something. Okay, you have to finish this until that day. And the time 6 p.m. Like, for example, the replacements. We all know that we have to replace our classes here. So what is the deadline to replace your classes in a month? The last day of the month. The last day is the deadline. Okay, so that's the limit. Okay, guys, all right? So the question here is, are you good at meeting deadlines? So this expression, meet deadlines, is when you comply, when you are able to do your things within that time frame. When you are able to return your assignments on time. That's the idea of meeting deadlines. So are you good at doing this?
Yeah, I'm really good.
Yes. All right. Okay, that's the idea. In what ways do you waste time?
Studying.
So pay attention, guys. Do you think it's waste of time?
No, it's not a waste
No.
of time, but
Yeah. You waste time when you watch too much TV, when you play video games, okay, for too many hours. So you waste your time when you don't do anything valuable, or when you have something else to do, but you postpone, right? And then you waste your time.
I go to the theater.
Postpones procrastination.
Procrastinate, yeah. So you postpone. So if you postpone, you procrastinate. So sometimes you're too tired, and then you say, oh, I have a test next week, but I'm not going to study now. I'll play some games. And then you spend all the weekend playing games. And on Monday, you start thinking, okay, I have a test. Now let's begin. And then a friend calls you and says, oh, let's play soccer tonight. Oh, yeah, sure, let's go. And then you go, Monday soccer, Tuesday, your mother asks you to do something. So it's your mother, right? Oh, by the way, guys, tomorrow it's Mother's Day. So please remember your mothers, right? Those of you who still have a mother, please celebrate. So if your mother asks you to do something Tuesday evening, and then your test is on Friday, but then Monday is gone, Tuesday is gone, and then Wednesday and Thursday. These are the 2 days you have to study. And then you are totally under pressure because your deadline is Friday and you only have 2 days. And then you go, oh my God, look, I wasted my time on the weekend and now I have to rush. I have to really study hard. 2 days to do it. Do you do these things often? Do you leave it for the last moment?
Sometimes I always like to not do it because procrastinating is something that almost you do.
Yeah,
Stuff like that. It's a sensation that
yeah.
I say that I must do it.
Yeah,
come here, come here.
You have to fight against it.
yeah. It's better to get everything over with. I like to do things right away. I don't like to, tomorrow, no. I want to be free. So I want to do things. If I have to do them, I want to do them right away. Okay? So that's something for us to think about. And this is the invitation of this lesson. This lesson comes to show us that we need to think of our time, how to use our time better and wisely. Okay? So that's a nice thing to think about. After the introduction, we have the content of the unit. So the first part is changing times. So people, how many things change with time? Without looking at this, tell me, how many things change with time? Technology, yes, very good, David. Number one, right?
For sure.
Clothes. The clothes we wear, they really change. Family, yeah.
Yeah.
Our maturity, yeah, ourselves, right? We change with time. We change a lot, right? We are never the same after some years. We think different things, we have different tastes, right? We will change. Yes. David said women.
But this is
Where
Yes, right? I guess everybody agrees. Women, come on, girls. Do you think you change a lot? All right.
I'm taking words. How do you say? Huh?
Relationship.
No.
Yeah, relationships also
Yeah,
change a lot.
Words. How do you say política?
Oh, politics.
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 Yeah,
Mhm.
the women's is more.
Women-
Deixa eu chamar dependente.
Oh, okay. Women are more independent. Women are more independent. Okay, they have more power now. They have more say. They have more voice. They participate more in decisions. So yeah, the presence of the women nowadays is stronger, and yes, that's a big difference. If you think about like 50 years ago, right? Very good. Yes, that's true. Many changes. So I'd like to show you some pictures that reflect changes in a place, for example. Okay, so let me see if I can have this. Yeah, if I can show you that. It depends on the internet. So this is our page on Google Classroom, and we can see some pictures of our city in the past. So see if they look familiar to you. Are there any changes, guys? Do you see any changes? Yes, people. This used to be Rio.
Real teacher.
Yes, Rio. Rio.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Like a unit like a US.
like the US, yeah.
Yeah.
But we had, look, it says here, Leopoldina. And you see
Uh-huh.
that? Look. Avenida Presidente Vargas, Leopoldina, São Luís Gonzaga. Yes?
Teacher, it is the older VLT.
Yes, exactly, Robinson. The old VLT. Look,
Goodness.
how many people taking the
And the
cable
sides
car? Yeah,
have many people.
that's true, Robinson. So they were going to work, right?
Imagine it, you town.
Yes. So you see, many things remain the same, but many things change. Like, for example, we don't have those cable cars anymore, right? We have buses now, but the buses are also very full, right? Not like this, but yeah, you see, this is how people used to ride the cable cars. Santa Teresa, for example, right? Yes, the old VLT. Another picture from Rio in the past is this one that I like so much. I hope I can show you that. Yeah. What
Better.
place is this? Paris. Robinson said, oh, Paris.
Really better.
Yeah, guys, this is Rio Branco. Wow, how nice that is. No, I don't think so. It's downtown. It's downtown. But it's, yeah, this is a, yes, this is the assembly, yeah.
Eu vou até falar em português. Nessa época, o pessoal tirava mais fotos melhores do que eu tiro hoje em dia. Incrível. Eu nem era nascido, os caras tiravam foto melhor que eu.
Yes, people. And look how beautiful it was. So this is Rio Branco, and this is the Municipal Theater. Okay. You see how nice, people. This is Cinelândia. Okay? Cinelândia Square. Yeah. Things change a lot. Yeah. Now look at this, guys. Yay.
And can I reborn in this year? I prefer. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at the people. Look at the girls. Look at the
Yeah.
style.
Yeah, look at the fashion style. Yeah. You see?
I really don't like the man style, but look at the girl style. Look at the woman style.
Yeah, beautiful.
Look at the dresses.
Yeah.
Dress.
So these were like swimming suits, I think, or swimsuits from the time, right? So totally different. This
Teacher,
was Copacabana.
in the left is Copacabana Palace or no?
I think so, yeah. Look, yes, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be. I don't know. I'm not so sure, but when I took this, when I took this picture, when I took this picture, the person told me it was Copacabana Palace. You know, I was a tourist. Yeah, I didn't want to tell you this, but you know, now you know my age,
Mhm.
right? So no. But when
Goodness.
I chose this picture to show you, the site said it was Copacabana, but I don't know if it's right.
Mhm.
The buildings look like Copacabana, but look at the size of the street.
Teacher, can you send me this picture?
Yeah,
Uh,
sure.
I will colorize it in Photoshop. I will
Okay.
colorize and send
Alright.
you other
Okay.
time.
All right, sure. No problem. No problem. So you see, guys, very different. Okay, so many things have really changed. Now here we have
I
a
need
city. Yeah,
I
it's
need to
also
screw I need to discover the color with the grasses and the sunguinha dele.
his swim trunks. So look at that, people. This place is a factory. Now, do you know the name of the city? Here it's
Like a Chevrolet, older GM.
yeah, it's called Detroit, right? It's in the United States. And
Belair's. I
yeah,
think Belair's.
look at
Chevrolet BM.
yeah, look
No,
at the
Belair.
cars. Look how different, right? Yeah,
We didn't have machines.
amazing, amazing. The cars were almost handmade at the time, right? They were almost handmade because, you know, they had to really take care of every detail. So this was Detroit, and this is Detroit today. Take a look. How different.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Guys,
Right.
we're going to see how many things have happened in that city, right? Since the past, since the beginning of the 20th century. So let's go back to our page and see a few things about city changes. First of all, to get into it, we should see the vocabulary that we use when we talk about city changes, okay? So match the words that have a similar meaning. Use a dictionary to help you if necessary. So here we have the words, and in parentheses, you have the indication whether the word is a verb or a noun, okay? So here we have verbs and nouns. And here we have the synonym, okay? So let's do the first one together. To abandon. Which word do you think is similar to abandon? To leave. Okay, very good. All right, so do the same with the other ones. Okay, people, and then we check together. I'll give you 1 minute to do that. Let me find it. All right, let's check the words. Okay, guys, the second word, benefit. Which word is similar to benefit? Okay, that's a good one. Advantage. Okay. Benefit, advantage. Decrease. All right. Growth.
Right?
Here we have two things. We have recover and growth. Which one better means growth?
Right?
Rise is better, yes. For example, here we have growth as a noun. So when there is a growth in something, there is a rise in something, okay? So recover is a verb.
Take place.
That's replaced.
That's replace. How can we do this now? Actually, here, there is a mistake. Improve is not noun. Improve is a verb. It's a typo. Okay, guys, so you can cross it out and write here verb. Okay, I will do this now. Let me just, okay. So maybe that's the reason why you were confused. So here, to improve is a verb, okay? So this is out, okay? All right, I tried. So now, yes, to recover, to improve. Okay, now it's okay because the noun for this verb is improvement. Improvement. Improvement is the noun, okay? Let me just minimize here. Actually, I will maximize, okay, guys, just to show you the note because I cannot put a note on the board without, look. Okay, so let me write here. Improve, verb, okay, and improvement. Then it's a noun. Improvement, improve, improvement. Then we have verb and noun, okay? So here, replace. Take the place of something, right? And reverse, undo. Okay, checking the answers. Where is that? Oh, okay. I was clicking the wrong thing. Now everything is all right. Okay, people. So perfect. We just have to be careful here. Letter D, it's not a noun, it's a verb. Okay. All right, guys. So let's take a look at the city we mentioned before. And how many things happened, right, that helped this city to grow and develop. Look at the photographs of Detroit, Michigan. How did the city change? What do you think caused its growth and decline? So let's take a look at the beginning of the 1900s. Look, they already had buildings. Amazing, isn't it? In the beginning of the 20th century. And then look at the second picture. They had car factories. So they say Detroit is the home of the cars in the world, because this is where they started making the first cars, right? The first car companies that ever existed were opened in Detroit in the beginning, okay? So that's where most cars came from. And then here we have a lot of people, look, kind of celebrating and lots of cars around. And now look at this gloomy picture. Wow, terrible, isn't it? Kind of abandoned or something.
It's not like a lot.
Yeah. But if you see pictures of Detroit today, it's not like this. This is too radical. Maybe they got a picture of this far neighborhood, you know, just to show the difference. But let me show you first where Detroit is, right? So let's check out the map here, so you know what we are talking about. It's a nice city. It's, look. Okay, guys, let me show you. People who are online, here we have a map of Detroit, and here, look, all the skyscrapers. So it's a big city. It's metropolis, just like Rio, São Paulo. So let me just minimize here so you can see where Detroit is in the United States. As you can see here, look, there are lakes, lots of lakes in the area. So this is near Chicago, near the lake area in the United States. Look, this is Michigan, okay? And look how many lakes, right? You have Lake Michigan, Lake Houston, Lake Erie, all the big lakes in this area. This area here is known as the lake region because there are lakes everywhere and they're big, big lakes. So this is Wisconsin, this is Milwaukee. Yeah, no way, guys. There is another way to pronounce this word. I will try to remember, but it's another way. It's not the way I said. This is Chicago. Look, next to the lake, as you can see here, Lake Michigan, okay? Right here. So look, Detroit is next to the lakes, and this, people, is near the border. Can you see this dotted line here? Can you see this black dotted line? This here is the frontier with Canada. Because look, Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal. Look at the state of New York. This is the city, New York. Okay, so it's really up north, okay? It's next to the border. So if you take a look here, Detroit is exactly on the border with Canada. You see? All right, so because this area here marks the division, look, between the United States and Canada. All right, look, all the division. So we are talking about a city that is right on the border, okay? Look at this city, Ann Arbor. Yes, it's interesting because there is a school, there is actually an English course in Brazil called Ann Arbor.
Why is London?
London, it's the name of a city. It's just a city. Yeah. You see?
That is
Yeah.
not British. That's
Yeah. So this is Cleveland. Look, all right. Pennsylvania. Look, New York, Pennsylvania, Washington, D.C.,
Virginia.
Virginia, yeah, Cincinnati, Iowa, Indianapolis, Illinois, Indiana. Look, people, if I maximize this, look where Detroit is. Detroit is right here in the lake area, okay? Whoa, what happened? Okay, people, so now you can see from a distance, look, Detroit is right here, and this is Michigan, okay? So this is like the almost to the east of the United States, right? So it's right here, and next to Canada, really next to Canada. From Detroit to Toronto is really, really close. Okay.
Michigan's capital.
Sorry?
Michigan's capital.
No, Michigan is the state.
All states.
Yeah. Michigan is the state. Yes.
South Washington, right?
The capital.
Capital of
Yeah,
is Detroit. Detroit.
Oh, no, Detroit is the capital.
Oh,
Capital, yes. But the capital of the United States is here, Washington, D.C. Okay. It's raining, yeah. Yeah, it's raining, and look, 11 degrees. Let's see in Detroit today. Sunny, 17 degrees. Yes. Yeah, it's spring. Yeah. Yeah, sunny and cold. It's a springtime, so they are almost in summer. Their summer begins now in June. Okay, people. So very good, people. That's what we are talking about today. Okay, Detroit, the city here. Why is it so important? Let's see. Let's take a look back here. Now you can see the pictures of the past, right? And we're going to try to find out what happened in those years, okay? In the early 1900s, in the 20s, in the 50s, in the 60s, and then in 2014, all right? So how can we know that? Of course, we need to listen, okay? So we're going to listen to the first part of a podcast, and then we will try to see what happened. Okay, let's not worry about this activity now. Let's see number 3 first. Okay, so let's play that.
Hello. In this week's City Matters, I'm looking at how one city is changing and changing for the better. Detroit, Michigan. Let's start with some history. Back in the 19th century, Detroit was an important business center. The city was also famous for its beautiful buildings. Some people even called it the Paris of the West. By the early 20th century, auto giants Ford, Chrysler, and General Motors were based in Detroit. It became the car capital of the world, known as the Motor City. There were lots of jobs in the car industry, so the city grew, and by 1950, Detroit was the 4th largest city in the United States, home to nearly 2 million people. But when car manufacturing started to move away, people left the city because there wasn't a future for them there. The 1960s saw a long period of decline that seemed impossible to reverse. Things went from bad to worse for the Motor City. Hundreds of thousands more jobs disappeared. People moved away and abandoned whole neighborhoods, and by 2014, there were fewer than 700,000 people left in the city.
All right, people. So now we're going to listen one more time and try to complete with the words that are missing. As you noticed, many things happened in Detroit, right? It had its heyday in the beginning, And of course, big car companies started there in Detroit. They say the names here. Let me see. Yeah, look. Auto giants, Ford, Chrysler, General Motors, they were all based in Detroit. So very important, right? Especially to a city. So incredible having all those companies there. So let's take a look again and try to find the missing words. Okay, let's do it.
Hello. In this week's City Matters, I'm looking at how one city is changing and changing for the better. Detroit, Michigan. Let's start with some history. Back in the 19th century, Detroit was an important business center. The city was also famous for its beautiful buildings. Some people even called it the Paris of the West. By the early 20th century, auto giants Ford, Chrysler, and General Motors were based in Detroit. It became the car capital of the world, known as the Motor City. There were lots of jobs in the car industry, so the city grew, and by 1950, Detroit was the fourth largest city in the United States, home to nearly 2 million people. But when car manufacturing started to move away, people left the city because there wasn't a future for them there. The 1960s saw a long period of decline that seemed impossible to reverse. Things went from bad to worse for the Motor City. Hundreds of thousands more jobs disappeared, people moved away and abandoned whole neighborhoods, and by 2014, there were fewer than 700,000 people left in the city.
All right, people. So let's check the answers now. So let's see here. The first one, 1900s, in the beginning of the 20th century. How was Detroit famous for? What did they used to call Detroit? Yes, the Paris of the West, because it was so beautiful, right? There were tall buildings and they were all elegant, and so the Paris of the West. And here in the 20s, the car capital, the car capital of the world, because the big car companies, they were based in Detroit, okay? And now in the 50s, what happened? The fourth largest city in the US. There were a lot of people there, of course, because the car industry was there. Now in the 60s, a long period of decline. Okay, a long period of decline. And then in 2014, population fell to 700,000. Yes, so a lot of people moved to other places. Okay, so let's check everything. There you go. Here they say there was a decline. Here it's like a summary, right? The city grew a lot. Cars replaced horses, and it became busier. Then there was a decline. It looks like people abandoned some neighborhoods and left the city. I don't know why. Oh my God. Yes, look at this answer. My goodness. Yeah, I am disappointed because we were supposed to find the missing words and then they come up with a paragraph. That's funny. Never trust answer keys. All right, people, but the answers are correct. Okay, guys, we got everything right. So this is how the city has changed. But of course, nowadays, it is a big city, okay? So let's take a look now at number 4. Listen to the first part of the podcast and then choose the correct answers. I think we can do it now, right? We remember. So let's see the first one. Detroit had a successful, yes, you see, very easy. The population decreased or grew? Grew in the 50s because of the car factory, right? By 2014, Detroit was in decline, okay? Yes, now it's correct. Yes, okay? Here, this is the second part where it gives the answer. Look, complete the missing information in the timeline from exercise number 3. So they are a little bit late. So let's check out the answers to the exercise now. Yes, we have the answers here. Yes, okay. Finally. So it was number 5, okay? So everything okay? All right, people. So we're moving on and we're learning vocabulary to describe cities and the changes that it goes through, especially big cities, right? They change a lot. So here we have a discussion question. Detroit is famous for car manufacturing. Think of at least 3 cities in your country that are famous for something. Rio, São Paulo, and Minas. What are they famous for? What is Rio famous for?
São Paulo is Rio Tietê.
São Paulo is famous for the Tietê River? No.
No, I don't remember the name of the avenue. No, the Big São Paulo, Grande São Paulo. I don't remember the name.
Thais just said São Paulo pollution, Rio slums, and Minas cheese.
Rio, not slugs. Rio, the thugs. Thugs. Gangsters.
Racing. So let's see the good things, right? Let's talk about economy. Let's be more criterious, okay, in our judgment. Let's see, São Paulo, in terms of economy, what is São Paulo famous for? Jobs. Business. São Paulo is famous for having more job openings than any other place in Brazil. Okay, so it's really easy to find. Easy, not so easy, but it's. I mean, you have more job openings there. Okay, more opportunities, more job openings.
They have more.
They have more industries.
Yeah, British coffee, yeah. That's the only thing I remember. Some collection.
São Paulo has the best coffee production. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the agro industry, right? So yeah, if we talk about plantation and agriculture, oh, okay, that's okay, no problem, Agate. When we talk about production, we can say São Paulo produces a lot of things we have here, and we also export a lot, like orange, coffee, sugar. Okay, so yeah, these things, they are very strong in São Paulo. Now, Rio beaches. Oh my God, what do we produce, people?
Yeah, Guaracamp. I live in next to the Guaracamp. Guaracamp. Esqueci como é que fala a fábrica.
Biscoito Globo, only in Rio. You can only find Biscoito Globo in Rio. So we produce, I think, more culture because we have carnival, samba. We have Globo, which is a big.
Guanabara.
Guanabara. Very good. Very good. Biggest supermarket, right? So we have Anita. Yeah, we have Anita. Nobody has Anita. We do. Yes, Anita is from Rio. Anita, yes, Anita. We have funk. Only Rio has funk, right? The funk was born in Rio. So, yes, you see, so our cultural production is very rich, right? The biggest TV studios are in Rio, like Hollywood in California, Projac in Rio.
Yeah.
Yeah, the biggest productions on TV are made here in Rio. So, yes. All right, people. Yes, we produce culture.
Teacher, in Minas, they have one big thing, they have one big investment. No, a senhora tava falando aí, eu
Yes,
esqueci.
yes, of course. Economy. Yeah.
Economy, yes, economy. Bread cheese.
Sorry?
Cheese.
Bread cheese.
Oh, bread. Oh, cheese bread.
Yeah,
Yes.
cheese bread,
Yes, that's
milk.
true. The best. The best cheese bread is from Minas. It's true.
Yes.
It's delicious. Not the one we buy here. No, the one you buy in Rio is not cheese bread. No. But you should try the real cheese bread from
Yeah.
Minas. That's really good.
I smell that,
Ah, really? Yeah, but it's
I
because
love
the
cheese
one in
bread.
Rio is not so good. The ones we buy here, they are not good. Oh,
And the linguiça caseira, linguiça mineira também.
oh yeah. The food from Minas is
Food from Minas, yeah.
yeah.
All foods.
All the food
better.
from Minas is good, right? Everything they do there, it's really amazing.
Yeah.
So people, oh, we also have music. Minas has excellent composers like Milton Nascimento. So many great singers and composers come from Minas, right? Minas and Salvador, Bahia, right? Our musical industry comes mostly from Minas and Bahia, right?
Peter, how do you say mineração?
Oh, mining.
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 Mining is from Minas.
Minas.
Yes. Very good. Very good.
Makes sense.
Iron, steel. And they also have, they also have the gems, the precious stones. Most precious stones that we have from Brazil, they are manufactured and they are also found in Minas. Crude, the gem, right? Before they become a jewelry, a piece of jewelry, sorry, they are just a gem, right? So most gems from Brazil, they are found in Minas. Yes, there are lots of mines there until today, right? So, yeah, Minas. Very good, people. So now let's take a look at this listening skill they give us today. They are saying that before we listen to something, no matter what, we should always preview what we're going to listen to. This is a nice technique, okay? So let's focus here quickly. You can improve your comprehension by trying to predict what you might hear before you listen. Of course, you prepare better, right? Use information such as the title, headings, any photographs to help you focus on the topic. Ask yourself what you know about the topic before, of course, and think of any keywords and phrases you might hear. So it's nice to do this. And this is valid if you are like sitting a test, right? And you were doing a listening, it's very important to take a look at the options first. I know the time is short. Sometimes they don't give you enough time to read everything, but try to see the topic, right? And then you preview what may happen, what they will say. Okay, it's a very important and valuable skill to help you do well in your listening tests. Okay, so all right, people. So here, why are they saying this? Because we are going to do a listening part. So before you listen, study the headings and the photograph. What do they tell you about Detroit today? What do you think the next part of the podcast is about? So, by the way, people, do you usually listen to podcasts? Do you? That's very good. Ah, really good. Do you know any good podcasts in English to practice?
Forgot.
Let me
Da
see.
Karina, da Karina Fragoso, esqueci o nome dela.
I don't know if I have internet here to show, but English in Brazil, yeah. I have some podcasts here on what's the name of this Spotify? Yeah. I open, but I don't know the name of the thing yet. If I manage to open, I can show you some. Oh my God. Let me see here, just a second. I'm trying to open Spotify so I can show you some podcasts I found there. Okay, they're very interesting. Let me try to show them to you.
Do you know about break?
I do. Yes.
They from Scotland.
Yes, that's true.
It's
I know.
best English.
Guys, podcasts are very interesting because you don't have any images. You can just, put the earplugs in your ears and then you just go and listen. You can listen on the bus, on the train, wherever you are. Just keep listening. It's nice. I don't even know where this is. Yeah, it's very good, people. And it's nice to practice. It's really good to practice. Let me show you this. I'm trying to show you, okay? Let me see if I can do this. Probably I will not get it. So, yeah, it's going to be, yeah, it's saying there's no account. Let me see if I remember. Let me see if I remember my login details. I never remember my passwords. It's difficult. Let me see if that's the one. I don't know. I know I have an account, but I never know my password. Oh, too bad. People, never mind. I will show you. I will show you the podcast that I have. I will share with you on WhatsApp. Okay, later on, so we don't spend too much time here. But it's really nice. So look, we have here a picture. We have the heading and more images here to help us. So they say, study the headings, look at the photograph. What do they tell you about Detroit today? Just looking at the pictures, what can you say? It's big city, right? Busy now, very busy. Lots of buildings, right? Yes, it's a busy city, right? It's very big nowadays. Here?
Yeah.
Let me zoom in just a moment. Doesn't go. Yeah, they seem to be. Oh, instead of being bigger, it gets smaller. You see, it's the opposite. It's totally the opposite here. So yeah, I can't zoom in, but it looks like, yeah, it looks like attractions here. Yes, is that what you're saying? It's a kind of square, but as you can see, people, it's white because it's winter. Okay, so they're during winter time. Hi. How's it going? Yes, sure, you can. Totally. So that's why it's so white here, because it's winter, and that's the reason why. Imagine, people, this is on the border next to Canada, so it's really cold, right? So there's snow there. I mean, during winter, for sure. Okay, so this is common. Everything white. Okay, so how has it changed? What do you think the next part of the podcast is about? Because according to the first part, there was a decline. The city simply declined in 2014, and they only reached 700,000 people. That's it in 2014. But what do you think they will say next in the podcast about the city?
I think it's about nowadays.
Nowadays. And what is the outlook? What do you think they're going to say about the city nowadays? Because from 2014 to 2022, how many years? 6, 7, 8,
About the
8
recovery.
years.
I think they say about the recovery.
Ah, very nice, Mateus. They will say something about the recovery. Excellent. This is what we have here. Look. All right. They will talk about the recovery after the crisis. Probably, right?
I was going to say the progress of the city.
The progress of the city. Yes. Look, as you can see here, look, episode 16, A New Hope. Okay, so there must be something positive according to the picture and, you know, the title and everything. So let's take a look there. Let's see. Beautiful. I love when it happens. When you open the book and it's not loaded. Yes. Let's see. So I have to reload. That's okay. No problem. We are always changing, right? Technology changes. So maybe we have some improvement in the future. Okay. Even the name of the school is not Achieve anymore. The email is still Achieve, but the school isn't. It's Oxford. So you see, changes, right, people? So there are changes all the time. All right. So there is a timer in this material. When we spend some time on a page, it simply kicks you out and then you have to reload. That's okay, just to make sure you are still there. So it wants to know that, okay, are you still working with the book? So, all right. So let's see, people. Here we have the second half of the podcast. Finally, were your predictions in exercise 7 correct? Let's listen up. I will turn off the mic.
With me here is Clara Piper. Clara is a friend who's visiting me from Detroit. Clara, you moved to Detroit recently, didn't you?
Yes, I moved there 6 months ago. But I grew up there, actually. I'm a real Detroiter.
Detroiter? I haven't heard that name before. Why did you leave?
There wasn't any work. I had to find a job, and there weren't any opportunities in Detroit.
So what brought you back?
Well, my family. But property prices, too. Houses in Detroit are much cheaper than in New York. And the cost of living is low, too. There's also a great art scene and lots of good restaurants. There are lots of benefits, really.
But you're a clothing designer. Isn't New York better for your work?
Well, no. I'm starting my own company, and there's a lot of help for local businesses in Detroit right now.
And I heard more and more technology companies are moving to Detroit.
Yeah, that's right. Some pretty big ones, too. People say Detroit may be bigger than Silicon Valley someday.
So it seems Detroit is now a city of growth, giving new hope, new people coming in, people who stayed, and people coming back, all working together to reverse years of decline. Next week, we'll take a look at another.
So, yeah, I think we got it, right? Exactly what he said. So, improvements, people going to Detroit, companies opening there. So here, we can say that finally Detroit has recovered, or is in the process of recovery, right? But it's growing, especially because of technological companies like the ones we have in the Silicon Valley in California. Most companies are moving to Detroit, you see? So that's good. Technology is always something good. So now let's try to answer some questions according to details in the listening. So here we have, when did Clara move back to Detroit?
It's not clear.
Very good. It's there. Look, I moved there 6 months ago. Okay. I want to show you like this because since there are too many questions, if I just play the audio, it's difficult to remember all the answers. Okay. Then we play again and then we check. So what are residents of Detroit called? Yes. Detroiter. Yeah. What is Clara's job? Yes, she's a clothing designer. So here, hey, look, I think she talks about it somewhere. Yeah, clothing designer, okay? Which type of companies are moving to Detroit? Here they say technology companies. Technology companies now moving to Detroit. And that's really nice. That's good. What benefit of living in Detroit does Clara not mention? Sports. Yeah, she doesn't say sports. So she talks about nice things happening now, like low cost of living, she mentions, good restaurants, cheap property, great art scene. This is something good when we want to mention the cultural side of a place. Instead of saying culture is really good, we can say great art scene. Like Rio. Rio has a great art scene.
It's like with the music.
Instead of saying culture,
Better than saying culture.
you can say great arts.
Great art scene. Yeah, it's another way to say great cultural events or a lot of theater, a lot of movies, a lot of concerts. So in general, it has great art scene. Okay, so it's nice vocabulary when you are describing a place. Okay, it has great art scene. She actually hasn't really mentioned sports, and she said support for businesses. Yeah, so this is the only one out. Okay, as we would say, the odd one out. Okay, sports. So let me see the time so we can have our break before we start the grammar of the lesson. Let's just discuss number 10. What are residents of your hometown called? Yes, cariokas. Very good. And what are the advantages of living there? Natural scene. Nature is very, very strong here, right? We have so many beautiful landscapes in Rio. Rio is amazing. It's a beautiful city. Beach.
A great art scene.
Great art scene. We can say that. Yes. We can say that has good restaurants,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, good restaurants. Um, yeah, and the people in Rio are very relaxed, very happy and friendly. They help people a lot, especially tourists, right? We are always available to help, and this is something really peculiar about Rio. Okay, so let's have our break. After the break, we'll check out the grammar they bring. Since we are talking about city changes, we may need to see the simple past, okay? Because we use that a lot to describe changes. Okie dokie. So let me take a picture before we go. Okay. So let me see how many people we are. Not so many today because we haven't joined two classes, right? We have only our class and teacher Carol's class. So, oh yes, very good, Kathleen. BBC News has great podcasts. Very good, great idea. Yes, that's right. So we will have a break. There are more people there. Let me try to change the layout so we can take a better picture. Just a moment. I think now it's better. Yeah. Yes, great. Okie dokie, guys. So let's have our break. 10 minutes, then we come back. Sneezing, all the time sneezing. Sorry, guys. So let's have some coffee. 10 minutes, let's do it. Yeah. What time is it now? 3:08.
Oh, wait.
3:08. So we come back at 3:20. Okay, let's make it 10. 3:20. Okie dokie. So stay there. See you. Okay, people, let's come back. Hello, hello. If you're sleeping, wake up. I know it's raining.
Hello.
Yeah, don't sleep, Robinson.
No, I can't sleep.
All right.
I make it. I'm doing illustration in Adobe Illustration now.
Oh, how nice. Very good. That's amazing.
I'm studying to try.
How did I know? It's so typical.
We can see you.
No, you're not there. You're there.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's scary now.
No, don't worry, Mateus.
Mateus,
Of course. I have a sixth sense, right? I can feel things.
you can see her.
I can see you. So let's go on and check out the topic, because today we should try to do until 17. So let's see if we can do it. This page is 17 actually, right? Yes, it is. So let's take a look here, people. What is the grammar point of this lesson? The first part, super easy. It's already there actually. So, oops. Do you need help? Okay, you're welcome. So, all right. So here we have the verbs, because we're talking here in the simple past of the verb to be. So in the verb to be, there are two forms to make the simple past. We have was and were. In the negative, wasn't and weren't. That's a review. Everybody knows this. Okay, guys. So we are just reviewing. Was and wasn't are the past forms of is, isn't, and am. And also am not. Were and weren't are the past forms of are and aren't. Okay, so we often use was and were with past time expressions like last week, in 2003, 500 ago, yesterday. So when we have these time expressions or adverbs of time in the past, we use the simple past, right? Because time is definite. Example, can you read the first example here, please, Raul?
In the 19th century, Detroit was an important business center.
Great, thank you. So here, the time is definite. Look, the 19th century. So I'm saying when it happened. We also use there was or wasn't and there were or weren't to talk about things in the past, things that existed or didn't exist. Example, there were lots of jobs in the car industry. People left the city because there wasn't a future for them there. Okay, so this is very simple. Now, let's practice a little bit. Complete the text using there was or there wasn't, there were or there weren't. Let's do the first one together. Take a look at the sentence. I grew up in a small village. Only 4,000 people. Only. There were only 4,000 people. So yes, it was a small village. If you compare to our city, right? Now, please complete the other ones and then we check. Okay, can we correct? Okay. All right. So let's see the answers. Number 2, guys, what did you put there?
Wasn't or weren't? I was kind of confused.
Uh-huh. So there wasn't a lot to do. Okay, when we have a lot as the object and nothing else, because as you can see here, there is nothing else, only a lot. So in this case, we use the verb in the singular. Okay. Now, if we have a lot of people, a lot of cars, a lot of animals, then there were or there weren't. But just a lot, we consider third person singular. Okay. So there wasn't a lot to do after school or on weekends. And now, there weren't. This is negative, okay? And it's plural, okay? For example, and yes, there wasn't. Because look at the word, either. This is negative, okay? All right, so when we have statements with any or either, it's because the sentence is negative, okay? When I went back recently, I was surprised. It was so different. A huge shopping center. There was. Even though we have another thing here, this, and this, we only consider the first one. Okay, so there was a huge shopping center, a new sports stadium, and even a hotel. Everything there was. Okay, so I know I'm giving a list of things, but in this case, when I'm using there was or there were, even there is and there are, we consider the first complement. Okay, the first complement is singular, so there was. Now, number 6. Here, lots of new houses and people everywhere. So, affirmative, there were. Okay, guys. So, in a single paragraph, we saw a lot of details. Okay. So, checking the answers. Okay. All right. All right, people. So, sorry. Let me just disable this because otherwise we can't move the screen. So moving after that, we are done with this part. Let's just go over to another paragraph, this time talking about personal challenges and personal changes, okay? Because here in this one, they talked about cities. He's talking about the difference that he felt when he lived in the small village and this place now, okay? So let's talk about personal changes, okay, here. Use the words and phrases in the box to complete the text. So let's see. Another view. We have the words in the box. We just have to place them here accordingly. So my family lived in Taiwan when I was, okay. When I was younger, we in the South for 3 years, and I really enjoyed my time there. We were, okay. Our apartment, very large, but a small field nearby.
Was it?
Mhm. Yes, wasn't. But
There was.
there was, yeah. Because I'm opposing two ideas with the linker but. So when I do this, I should contrast something affirmative and something negative. In this case, we start with something negative. Our apartment wasn't very large, but there was a small field nearby. Okay? All right, so you have the two opposing ideas. Something negative, but there was something positive, right? I remember some banana trees in the field. There were, okay. They, yes, as you can see here, look, we have the contrasting link here, but so they weren't, okay. But they had lots of bananas. So you see one sentence negative, the other affirmative, right? Now we lived in a city and there were many places to play. Okay. So there were or there weren't?
Weren't.
What do you think? There weren't. So all the children from the neighborhood went to this field. Then one summer, the owner of the field cut down all the trees and built a parking lot. Oh, we were sad because
It wasn't anywhere.
there wasn't anywhere else to play. So if the children, all the children went to one specific place, it's because there weren't many places to play. Because all the children from the neighborhood went to that field. So I understand there were some limitations, okay? Even though they lived in a city. Because when children live in a city, they can't really go out to play in the streets. They have the playground in the building, or they go to the mall. Or to a park, right? So there aren't many options. That's what I understand when you live in a city, right? So let's see if we are correct. Maybe not, right? Let's see. Yay, everything correct. Okay. All right, people. So I have some pictures here because in this description here, they are talking about something more personal and how life used to be when this person was younger. So I have some pictures here of when I was younger. I will share with you. Yes, but actually not so young, not so young. I was like a teenager, okay, guys? I was a teenager. So let me show you here. Let me see if they can see that. This is me in the swimming pool with a friend. This was in São Paulo. I was living there at the time. This is me again in the swimming pool, basking in the sun. Yes. And this is me with my friends. Look, I was so much thinner. It's a big difference. All right, people. Yes. So please pass it on. Show the others. I was really thinner. We do change a lot, people. Not only the cities, we change a lot. with time. Yes. Yes. I was so much thinner. I was like, yes. It's so good, right? When we look at those pictures, because wow, we see that really time changes a lot. So this is all about time, people, right? It's incredible. So just to close this, we should take a look at the word stress. This pronunciation thing here is important because, yeah, you see?
It's so long.
Oh, but then she was looking, no problem. So look at that, people. They give a nice tip on word stress. What is word stress? Do you have any idea?
When we emphasize the word
Yes,
in a speech.
very good. It's when you put more emphasis when we say things. So can you read that? Yeah. Can you read that, please, Thais? Go ahead.
All words have syllables. A syllable is a sound. For
Mhm.
example, water has two syllables. For words with two or more syllables, one syllable is stressed more than the others. It's often louder than the other syllables. For example, topic, capital, important.
Mhm.
Stressing the correct syllable in a word is very important. If you stress the wrong syllable, then the word can be difficult to understand.
Great, thank you. All right, people. So it's really important to stress the right syllable when we speak. And that's why it's so good to listen to podcasts because we get used to the way they pronounce the words. So let's take a look at this number 14 here. Let's see if we can do this. Here we have listen and find the stressed syllable in each word. The answers are here already, I guess, to some of them. But let's listen and check, okay? It's always good to check. So let's see.
1. Abandon. 2.
Advantages.
3. Benefit. 4.
Improve.
5. Million. 6.
Recovering.
7. Replace. 8.
Reverse.
Teacher, I can't hear you.
Thank you, Robinson. Thank you. So here we are checking the answers, all right? So number 6, recovery. Number 7, place. Number 8,
Verse.
yes, these are the stressed syllables. So let's try to say the words abandon, abandon,
Abandon.
verb, okay? Advantages,
Advantages.
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 Yeah, sure. Advantages, sure. Advantages. Benefit,
Benefit.
good. Improve,
Growth.
million.
Million.
Recovering,
Recovering.
replace,
Replace.
reverse.
Reverse.
All right. This here is a verb, and this is another verb, just like this one. Okay? So the verbs here are, just to highlight the verbs so you know. Okay. Abandon, improve, replace, reverse, recovering, can be a verb and a noun. It depends on the context, okay? If we are using the present continuous or the gerund, then it's a verb, okay? And as you can see, most verbs have the stress on the second syllable here. Look, abandon, improve, recovering, replace, reverse. It's kind of a pattern, okay? When we are mentioning verbs, we tend to stress the second syllable. All right, people. Based on that, so all these words, they have to do with city changes, describing cities. One more list, okay? Let's take a look at this one here. The same thing. We are also checking the stress syllable in the words. So here, we have to say the words. There is no listening for this point, for this activity, only maybe after. So let's see the first one. Apartment. The second one, important. The first one, business. Okay, so far, no verb. Okay, this is a noun, apartment. Important, an adjective. Business, what is that? A noun. Company, noun again. Industry, noun. So as you can see, look, the nouns have the stress usually in the beginning. Manufacturing, what is that? Adjective or verb, but basically adjective, because when we use words like this, you usually say manufacturing company, manufacturing business. We use that as an adjective, okay? Impossible. Okay. Impossible is not a noun, it's an adjective. Impossible, something is impossible. Okay? Yes. So, neighborhood.
Nay.
Yes, very good. Neighborhood. What is that? Noun or adjective? Noun. Property.
Pro. Ah, yeah.
Property. We don't, not like this, it's here.
Oof.
Property, it's property. It's the first one. Okay? So people, what is the pattern? When we have a noun, where do we usually stress? The first one, okay? So business, company, industry, neighborhood, property. So nouns are stressed in the beginning. So adjectives are usually in the middle, okay? Like impossible, important, right? Apartment, we have the stress here, but it's almost, I mean, the first one, we have apartment, it's the second syllable here, but it's in the beginning of the word. Now, when we have adjectives, then it's more like in the middle, like important, impossible, difficult, okay? It's depending on the word, of course, guys. I don't want to say that all the words will be like this, but basically the nouns we have are in the first syllable, right? And the adjectives are in the middle, like manufacturing, impossible, important. At least the ones they gave here show you that pattern, okay? So you know. But there are so many words that we can compare. And the best thing to know is that usually the verbs, they fall on the last one, okay? Or at least here. So when we have verbs like abandon or replace, reverse, improve, most of the verbs, they have the stress on the second part or the last syllable, okay?
When it's a verb.
When it's a verb. Yeah, that's true. Yes, Raul.
If we emphasize the stress on a vowel, then the vowel changes its sounds. Like if business will have the stress on the second syllable, could be business, right?
Yeah, yes, it would be different.
Nice.
Yes, okay, of course. Okay, that's it. So let's listen and check.
1,
Apartment.
Mm-hmm,
2, important.
mm-hmm.
3,
Business.
4, company. 5,
Industry.
6, manufacturing.
You see, different.
7,
Impossible.
Mhm.
8, neighborhood. 9,
Property.
You see, you can see the difference between the nouns and the other words. So it's easier for you to learn how to speak better. All right? It's very nice, really nice. So the last part of this page, guys, invites us to think of a town or city you know well. How was it different in the past? Do you think the changes are good or bad? So I guess a city we know well is Rio, right? So I brought this map from the city here, and then you can tell me which place in Rio has changed the most. This is our city, yes. Look at that, people. Let me show the people who are not presentially. Look, there is a map of our city here. Very big map. I hope you can see. So which place has suffered the most changes, guys? It's really interesting because we have undergone a lot. The city center. That's true. The city center has suffered, I guess, the most changes, right? If you go to the city center, downtown Rio, my God, it's so different now, isn't it? The other parts of the city, like for example, the what they call Região dos Lagos, they have changed a little bit, not so much, right? And also the mountains, right? Petrópolis, Itaipava, all the other places. So here actually we have the map of the state. So many places there to see. So you can pass it around. Here behind, you have a description of each place. There is very nice map. There's a description of each place in Rio, what to do. It's very nice. So take a look, guys. It's really interesting. Pass it around. It's so cool. Yeah, and you can see the best place to go, for example, to spend the weekend, right? Oh, thank you. You see how different? Many changes, right? Yeah. Yeah. It's really.
Was the same as YouTube.
Yeah, my haircut was basically the same.
I thought it was
No, yeah, I was a teenager. I was like 20 something there. 20 something, it was very young. Or even less than that. So they're checking a map of the state and the places in Rio that have changed a lot. Yeah. It's so nice, isn't it? Rio has great places to visit, especially the state of Rio. And some cities, they still remain the same. Some cities still remain, like Paraty, for example, it's a historical city. It's
Trindade.
Trindade. Fantastic places. Mauá. These places, they remain the same. Penedo. Yeah. Some places, they never change, right? They remain the same. Yeah, you can check out the back of the map so you can see, yeah, what they show in that city. So people, let me show you what we did today, what we learned. So we closed this part.
All right.
So we finished page 17, and that's the end of the unit. Unit 2.1. Next class, we do unit 2.2. Is time playing tricks on us? Oh my God. So what did we learn today, guys? Let's see. Yes, I'm on. So let's take a look at our page again on Google Classroom so we know what we learned. So we talked about time, okay? The importance of time, the things we spend the most time doing, and how time changes, right? We talked about Detroit, a city that has suffered many changes along the year, especially after the beginning of the 20th century. We talked about how the city changed, right? And we saw the simple past of the verb to be in a review mode, because we have seen this already. So there were, when we talk about places in the city or things in the city that have changed, right? For homework, I'd like you to do online practice, unit 2.1, and some worksheets. Okay, here we have some extra material about the topic. And here there are 2 worksheets only for you to practice, but that's enough if you do the online practice. People, again, don't forget to join, okay? It's really important. Only Thais is there, so we need to have everybody here. Okay, use this code. All right, people? Yes. Yes, but then you have to join the class. There is a... Yes. Yes. Yes, yes. You can do that. Yes, but then you have to join the class so that I can see what you're doing. Because I have to... Yes. Yes, the code is on the WhatsApp group. It's posted for you there. It's on the group description. Okay? The same number. All right, people. So this is a message to all of you. Join the class so I can evaluate you. Okay? So thank you so much for coming, people. Thank you, everyone. Let's take a final picture before we go.
Thank you, teacher.
Guys, have a great weekend and happy Mother's Day. Say hello to your moms, right? Give her a big kiss and a big hug, and spend time with your mothers, because remember, time flies. Really.
Time flies, yeah.
So spend time with your mothers. Okay.
Yeah.
Really good. Love you guys. Oh.
Bye-bye, teacher.
Bye-bye, guys. Take care. Whoa, time really flies. Look at that. 4 o'clock. So fast. So people, thank you. Do your homework. Okie dokie. Bye-bye. Let's go home. Let's go home. All right.